Welcome to Jody's Scrapbooking, coming to you every Saturday at noon. If you enjoy crafting, memory keeping, photography, and creative hobbies, this podcast is for you.
Hi, this is Jody Scrapbooking and I'm Jody Senese. Today we're going to talk about squares. I'm going to teach you some things to do with squares, and I'm using the square maker from Creative Memories. It cuts squares at 1 1/4 and 1 1/2. So I'm going to show you how to cut a square. I like to use the square maker upside down so I can line up where I'm putting my square. So then you just push and it cuts the square out. And you can make little ones and big ones. And then this would be called your negative space. And let me show you an example. Here I made a bunch of squares and put stickers on them to make a title. Then I used the negative space as a border with more decoration of stickers on it. This becomes the negative space that you would use if you line it up right. And here's a different example, same idea with just a different color. Here are the squares cut out, and then here's the negative space that I used as a border. So here's a creative idea. I used different colors like the rainbow and turned them on their sides and they become diamonds, and it makes a new border. Here I used 2 different colors and varied them for a different kind of a border look. Here I used the 2 different sizes of squares and kind of tipped them a little bit and used some buttons for a different feel. Used the 2 different size squares and matted them together and then put an embellishment on the square. Here I used a whole bunch of different colors with smaller squares and did bullet journaling just to give the information of the trip. You can even cut your pictures into squares. I suggest using your doubles first to practice on. And to cut the squares, I laid them out and made a grid, and I actually did cut a couple squares out of the paper to write some information down. So once again, here's my squares to make a border with the negative space. Here's just some different squares kind of turned, and some of them have stickers on them. Here's a whole bunch of different color squares with just the information, bullet journaling. And then here's the squares, the 2 sizes matted together with an embellishment. Hope you enjoyed the show on squares today. See you next time. Bye.
Looking to order scrapbooking supplies? Check out our website at jodyscrap.com. Thanks for watching.